Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you connect to this session on transformation of media value chain. I'm Ramesh Chalia, a principal architect leading a media and entertainment architect team at Infosys. This session is all about how Couchbase as a database helps in transforming the media value chain. So with me in the panel today, I have two more media architects, Pradeep and Bala. Both are core media solution architects who has extensively worked with leading studios and cable operators as well as the telcos on the video space. Welcome Pradeep and Bala for the session. So Pradeep will help us today to understand how Couchbase as a data engine, helps in transformation of the media value chain. He will run through the solution and the use cases, and Bala will run through the solution demo for us. Thanks, Bala, and Pradeep once again for joining this session. So before getting into the Couchbase or the media transformation that has occurred, let's try to understand how the media consumption has changed with evolving technologies like AML and 5G, and then the media edge computing. So the customers, are expecting a hyper personalized experience. Whenever they log into the video or switch onto the video, they expect the product catalog or the ad customized for them. And even the contents should be available in their regional languages. And every customer want to discover the content at ease. Just with a click, they want the content to be available. Just by saying the dialogue, they want the content, relevant content to be available. And when they are watching any games or any music, they want the historical data of their artist or the player to be available with just a single click. So all these are pressure for media companies, and customer want to have a snackable contents on the whole big video chunk. So they want to watch their favorite scenes. Now Amazon Prime is offering a jump to scene. Customer can directly jump to whatever scene in the whole video content. They no need to navigate through the video content. And with the 5G and the media edge computing, customers are expecting the immersive experience, bring stadium to home, like watching a game as if they are sitting and watching it at stadium. And customers are expecting to have a virtual theatrical experience, like watching a movie along with their friends, a video chat as if they are sitting next, to each other in a theater and watching the movie. And last but not least, it's a seamless on the go. Every customer want to have a seamless watch of the video on any device, anywhere, anytime. So these pressures are put media companies to transform from their traditional studio to a customer-centric digital content business. So these are the three pillars that helps the media companies to meet the customer demands as well as to innovate, to unlock the new revenue streams. So the first pillar is scaling up the content supply. In the media industry, content used to come from multiple third-party systems. So those content need to be aggregated, digitized, and improved. So it needs a lot of automation in the whole end-to-end workflow to speed the content to release the content in the market. And the second pillar is a major shift on D2C. Customer-centric global digital distribution and localization is happening in the media value chain. And the third pillar is data-driven monetization. So the contents are getting enriched and and it's basically added up with a lot of intelligence to amplify, engage, and retain audience. So with this, I close my introduction and then handing over the session to Pradeep to run through the solution on how Couchbase as a data engine helps in transforming the media value chain, as well as he will run through the use cases with us. Over to you, Pradeep. Thank you.
Thank you, Ramesh. This is Pradeep here, and I'm going to cover some of the key Couchbase levers to help transform the media value chain. Media customers today are looking to transform from a traditional studio broadcast model to a customer-centric digital content provider model. So during the design of the use cases for the media value chain, we did a study of the industry leaders in the database space, and we chose Couchbase for its unique strengths and features. To elaborate, the media content and metadata flows across different stages like production, post-production, distribution, and localized regions. And the data doesn't follow a certain schema, so hence the need for a schemaless NoSQL such as Couchbase. If you look at the features, you have the full text search capabilities, which implement an intuitive and efficient search engine. And as you know, in the media industry, it's very important that customers are able to query their relevant content, but they provide quite a bit of complex queries, and we're supposed to get back the correct and relevant results. Next is the analytics service. And in the case of the media industry, again, quite a bit of analysis goes into understanding the viewing patterns of users across different regions, or understanding the genres that users are looking at. And for that purpose, you need to support complex analytical queries that need to run and provide us the required result as done by Couchbase. Eventing services, in the case of metadata that goes through different stages of the value chain, such as it undergoes curation, it has a translation, ratings update, legal approvals, and this transition is taken care of by the eventing servers, which ensures that these operations are consistent and real-time. Cross-data center replication ensures business continuity and ensures that the data is replicated across different data centers across global locations. The first scenario we're covering here is the customer-centric digital content creation and metadata management, and how we leverage Couchbase levers in order to support this. The business need was to actually scale the post-production and distribution using automation-driven processes and workflows. So the Infosys Media Platform supports this by creating the workflow from the content avails, enable automatic metadata ingest, take action such as tracking the translation, ratings, and the escalations, as well as notifications. It takes care of the metadata QC or quality control and data delivery to the different channels of delivery, and also support the admin console and dashboard. So in order to support these functionalities, on the left-hand side, we see the circle of functionalities from Couchbase. And if you look at the various features that we're supporting, we are taking up most of the features that Couchbase supports. So in this case, because the media metadata doesn't conform to a specific data model, and so JSON provides a scheme of flexibility to store all types of content and metadata. Indexing and querying provides real-time analytical capabilities across the metadata dataset. Eventing services helps to manage the content and the metadata lifecycle. Scalability is very important because the data cluster can grow with the amount of user and the ads, and so the ease of scalability is a requirement. Fast access to metadata content via object managed services. And then we have analytics, which again is an important requirement and component to help analyze the metadata trends. Second scenario we're going to cover is the AI-based metadata enrichment component of the Infosys Media Platform. Of the Infosys Media Platform, which has multiple stages, which relates with indexing and ingesting and storage, we also have the metadata engine that comes in and actually enhances the metadata. The metadata AI engine uses both the custom and the cloud-based solutions in order to enrich the media metadata. So if you see, we leverage the Couchbase features for this engine as well. And on the left-hand side, you have various features of Couchbase. And if you see, we are utilizing the functionality related with query analysis, full text search, and indexing. The metadata which is enhanced is not only enhanced at an overall level, but is also enhanced at a short and timeline level. This means that if you enhance data at a timeline or short level, it actually could potentially result in a spurt in the size of the metadata that needs to be saved. Hence, the need for ease of scalability as supported by Couchbase. And second also is indexing and querying, which provides real-time analytics capabilities across short and timeline. And this is important these days because the users are very much focused on trying to get the shot of interest, because even if you have a very big video, users are more interested in seeing a specific shot of interest, which is more popular than the potentially the movie itself. Here I'm going to cover the overview of the Infosys Media Platform and understand the various components that form part of the media platform. As with any platform, you have the front-end UI layer, and then you have the server layer, which takes care of the core business logic. And then you have the common services that help the correct functionality of this middleware services. So if you start off with the front end, we have the admin portal as well as the media portal. The admin portal, of course, does the account management, dashboard, configuration, reporting. But the media portal is, of course, where the core logic resides. So we have the metadata workflow where users can see the various assets and which stage of the life cycle the asset is at. You have the metadata ingest, so where users can push the contents which is then ingested through the media value chain. Then you have the option to export the metadata so that different business stakeholders can then analyze the metadata. In the middleware side, we have the platform services. The platform services, which does the core business functionalities related to the media platform. You have the media orchestration component. This takes care of the ensuring that the media content and the asset is actually transitioned through the correct workflow in the media value chain. The editorial workflow helps you to update the actual workflow, or also update the actions that take place to the given asset at the given life cycle. You have the metadata search, which was powered by the full text search by Couchbase. You have the content moderation component. The content moderation component helps in curating the content and also scrubbing the required data so that it goes through the different stages without any issues. You have the AI-based metadata component. The AI-based metadata component utilizes the AI services from both the cloud as well as custom-based models locally, and in order to enhance the metadata using artificial intelligence. You have the metadata packaging, which helps package this metadata so that it can then be distributed to the correct output channels. And next up, you have the BPM services, because not all the services can be automated. There needs to be checks in place so that the users can go and validate certain components and services. For example, you have subtitle editing. So it needs to be audited by users to confirm that it is compliant. And so with the multi-language translations, because even though translations are being done, that needs to be vetted and okayed so that you can go to the next stage. Same, and then you have the quality control service and also the KPO service on the business process side. Third up is the partnered services. Now, these are actually those services that need manual intervention. So it goes to that stage and then gets updated at the required time and then gets pushed back to the platform when it's done. For example, you have the dubbing services, you have the scripting services, restoration and scanning. The common services help and ensure that the platform works without a hitch. So you have the logging, you have the configuration, you have the analytics supported by Couchbase, you have the reporting features, and you have monitoring and notification.
Thanks, Pradeep. Hi, I'm Balachandar. Let me explain that architecture of the media platform with respect to cloud, how it is aligned, as well as what are the components we are using in the cloud to deploy our components. And also, let me walk through the demo of our platform once that is done. So to start with, right, this is the architecture diagram for our media platform. It has two components like that metadata management actually is the core functionality actually, that is one offering. The another one of the offering is like that media analysis using AI engine. So if you see it here, like we have put like all our UI components in a ECS based containerization. Okay, so it's cloud native. So what we do is like we deploy in ECS, okay, and then expose through application load balancer to that outside actually, as well as if you see the that middle tier or the core backend, right? So there we have multiple microservices available, like one for metadata ingestion handling, and another one for translating the content, and like also like clean up the metadata, right? That is nothing but the metadata scrubbing and getting ratings from the partner. Okay, these are like some of the key functionalities, okay, of the metadata generally any media company wants to work in, right? So we have different microservices for each one of them, and some of them may not receive request always. For example, translation and rating, right? Okay, those ones based on the need, okay, that we will import them. So those ones were deployed as Lambda functions. And apart from that, we have that workflow which manages that entire metadata management. Okay, so from the time the metadata is ingested, okay, until final rating is done and delivered to the partner, right? Everything is managed by this workflow. And we also do have a dedicated data layer. Okay, I just want to highlight here that is that is from Couchbase. We use Couchbase for both of our offerings, like storing that metadata from the partners, okay, and then after translation and rating, right, whatever response comes back from them, to store it again in the Couchbase. As in when UI needs any data, right, that data through APIs, right, it will be served from whatever the Couchbase data we have stored, right. It will be retrieved from there and shown in the UI actually. Apart from that, the media engine, right, that also whatever analysis we have done, the data also getting stored in the Couchbase. So we are utilizing Couchbase as a centralized data layer. Okay, so as given here for our platform, but both offerings actually. Okay, and apart from this, this entire cloud-based architecture, right? Okay, this is actually deployed in a data center in one of the regions, right? It's also replicated actually. When I say replicated, like another similar setup is deployed in another region, so that business continuity, everything will achieved in this architecture. In order to achieve with respect to data layer, also we have utilized that as highlighted here, the XDCR, right, the functionality of the Couchbase, so that the data is getting replicated in real time to the other data center, and it's available for use immediately. And also the search capabilities, right? Whenever UI is coming with a like a request for media files, okay, like we are offering more like a catalog, right, where the user that product owner can go and see that particular file, right? Okay, that one also utilized using Couchbase search capabilities. And apart from that, these are some of the like common services from AWS we are utilizing to manage the platform. And these are like that other third-party system integrate, for example, SSO with Orca and everything, right? Having said all of this, right, let me explain you in demo, right, how that platform works actually. And then also, like, I will highlight what are the features we are using to Couchbase in that individual offering, right? This is the login page of our Infosys metadata orchestration offering. So this platform generally helpful for any provider, right, to collect metadata, okay, organize metadata in a proper format, as well as clean up the metadata and get a translation rating from their partners, right? And then provide a uniform view to their delivery channels, right? So this will be helpful. Let me show it how it is achieved in this platform. So let me log in using one of the websites. So once you log in, you will see this landing page. Okay, so here this is analyst view. Here John is our analyst actually. So he is able to see what are the work items he is working on it as of now. Okay, which are the ones are completed in green color, which ones needs his immediate attention, right? That one is highlighted in the red color. Similarly, if you see it, right, so these are the some of the things, right, like film with respect to film, right, there are two offerings, like generally it may be a new film or a catalog, and television also catalog as well as serial, everything, right? So that also we handle that. And apart from that, if you see on the right hand side, okay, what are the commands, right, in terms of like what is the action or interactions by the users, right? So that is also captured here. So this is the view of the data analyst. So using his, right, he also has preference, like whether he want to receive notifications and any alerts, right? Everything is he can configure here itself. Let me go to the dashboard page where we can show how we are arranging the media assets and how our workflow is helping to organize and perform actions on the asset in a clean and neat way, right? So let me click on this dashboard button. So let me click here. This is the catalog view where you can able to see the avails. Avails is more like a ask, right, from your delivery partner to reprocess some of the content. As you see here, this is a clean catalog, right? So that means it's a old content, later than 6 months before actually you process the content already, but there is some change required. So they send a request to us, our platform. Our platform, what it does is it show the view of, okay, as part of the request, actually how many titles are impacted, okay, and how many countries these particular titles are going to release, and how many languages these titles are getting impacted, or like it's going to be released actually. And so all those things, right, if you see it, right, out of this totally 48 countries, 18 of them already completed, it's a green color, and 30 of them in progress. Similarly, languages, right, 11 of them already completed in terms of translation, right, and the countries in terms of rating, right, everything is done. So the ones which are completed are marked in green color, the one progress, right, in blue color. If there is, let's say, any pending item, right, for a long time, okay, then it will be highlighted in red color. So let me click on this particular avail and show you inside what are the titles are there. And with respect to title, what are the metadata we are capturing. So I'm clicking that one. So you see it here. So the avails are loading actually, the titles are loading. So these are the set of titles available. As an analyst, right, you can upload an image, the image in the sense that image of the particular movie, right, you can upload. And also you come to know like what are the countries it's working on, accounts it's working on, and everything, right? So let me select 300, that famous movie. So upon clicking that, it will take you to this particular view. So these are the metadata attributes. Okay, so when we see the right hand side, you can very well see it's a global, right? Global means it is applicable across the like all countries. Okay, so there you can see like where this movie is produced. Okay, who is the director, executive producer, everything, right? The lead actress, Gerard Butler. Okay, all those things you can see. This view also provide an option to edit it. So let's say you want to edit, right? You can go and edit it. Okay, update also you can do that actually. And similarly, this is about global view. Either you can view all the data or you can view only the particular data, okay, with respect to the metadata, right? You can view it also. We have filtering option also available here. And let me select a language specific data. So if you select, upon selecting language, right, if you see this more particular title is going to be released in 4 languages. There also it may be variations are there. Within English, there may be variations like US English or UK English or something like that, right? There will be some variations. Let me select German. Okay, if you see it here, all the language translations are completed. Basically, you are able to see it in completion status, right? So let me take one particular value, that is a synopsis. Okay, it gives a synopsis is a small description about a movie, right? So what that movie is about, right? It's a long synopsis and a short synopsis. This kind of data only you can see it in that any third-party metadata provider, right? That small description about that site actually. So let me select German. If I'm selecting German, so here there are 3 variations are there. Okay, so let me select either one of them. Okay, and you can see that synopsis is getting changed because we already worked with the partner. We got the data, okay, and then we store it in that Couchbase backend with a separate like a bucket, right? So there you put the data, and then we retrieve the data and show it in the front end, right? So that is quite possible, and you can see it in the territory wise also. For example, this movie is getting released in 2 continents and totally 5 countries. So whatever is completed, right? That also you can see it, and also you can view any comments are there from the product owner, right? That also you can very well see. This is about a particular title level data. Okay, we can drill down. So insights, right? If I go to insight of that particular asset, this view also provide, okay, these are the partners they are going to release that movie. Okay, so Google, Microsoft actually, and then see here these are languages getting released. Okay, so there are no pending translation because all of them are already completed, and any escalations are there, it will be in a different color actually. And this is the timeline view. So when actually we receive that particular request, okay, and when the data collection is completed, and apart from that, if you see it, 2 more things, when the quality audit is done and when we deliver to the partner, right? So all those things we can see it. And apart from that, we did receive the similar request for the same movie previously 2 times, okay. Those particular avails also captured there, so that we can correlate, okay, and understand what is the data difference between that request and this request. Apart from this view, right, we also have a different view also. Let's say analysts want to see only the translation request pending. You can very well and go and see at a film level, TV or iTunes level, right? They can very well see. Similarly, rating request, right, for a film or TV or iTunes, they can very well view it. And we have options to export that once that reports are ready, right? You can export at a title level or a avail level or a country level. We support all those things. If you see it, right? So basically our platform helps to arrange that metadata in a proper format, track it, and bring it to closer in a short span of time. It brings agility to the system. This also enables us to take to the market quickly. So with respect to Couchbase, we have used here Couchbase for data store, right, as I mentioned in the architecture. And then we store all this heterogeneous data, okay, different data, right, okay, there. And then we show it in the backend as and when the request comes, right. Similarly, this data is also getting replicated across different regions for business community purpose, okay. So let me explain in another one more demo how that AI-based our metadata engine helps to enrich the metadata if there are no data available like this, right? How we can handle them. Let me explain in the next demo actually. Hi all, this is our AI-based metadata engine, which helps customers to enrich their metadata. If the metadata is not already available, or like they want to enrich more data apart from what already they got it from their provider, right? This particular platform or offering from media platform will be helpful for that. Let me log in using one of the user profiles. Upon login, like user will have two options, like either they can analyze video file content or they can do analysis for that image content. Let us go with video analysis for this time. Upon selecting, you will end up in this particular page. This is the particular view. Any data analyst, right? They can see it upon login. If you see it on the left-hand side, we have high-level menus like library, where all your media files will be listed under different categories like indexed, ready for review, and review rejected, approved, like that. So indexed files are the ones actually like first you upload a file, then we process the file, and then once the metadata is ready, we store it under that index category, and like the actual metadata will be stored in the Couchbase bucket under different set of collections based on the user case. And then if you see it here, like actually the viewer options there where you can go and view the video also, particular video. So also we have options on the top right side. If you see it, like you can upload a video file using either a file URL or from your local bucket also you can upload that file. So once you upload it, we process and we will show it here as I mentioned earlier. So let's say all these processes are quite automatic actually. So like everything is done like automatically with our AI engine. And if any one of your team member want to directly review the content, they can go for the files which are ready for review, and then they can select it and manually they can view the content actually, and then they ensure that the metadata identify the platform is as per the needs. If they find, okay, let's say any deviation, right, then they can manually edit it, and then it will come to like a approval stage. Once it's approved, it will be shown here. If there is a problem, okay, that manual edit commands are not accurate, the reviewer can still reject it. Okay, these are the options available in the home page. Let me like go to the index files. Okay, so just a second. So let me show you that all the files we processed so far. These are the files we have processed so far in our platform, just a preview of that. And then this content actually is stored in S3 bucket, but the corresponding metadata is stored in the Couchbase buckets in our media platform. So the search here, we are using Couchbase search capability to pick the content from our data store and then show it to user. Let me search for one particular file, that is that Borup Live Aid. So upon clicking that video, it will take you to the viewer tab. Let me click on that particular file. It's loading. So let me play that file also 2 minutes so that we can view it. This file is actually the performance by Rami Malek in the famous, one of his best performance in movie Bohemian Rhapsody, where he played a lead role of a rock star actually. So we analyze the file. Upon analysis, right, if you see it, what are the metadata, okay, we were able to identify from the file automatically using our AI engine. All are listed under different tabs. Like I would highlight some of them, like which are very unique to our platform, like for example, celebrity recognition. So in this one, if you see it here, so we analyze the file, who are all the celebrities particularly available in that video. We capture it here, and also we list how many percentage they appear, what is their confidence score as well. So let me see where Rami Malek is appearing. So Rami Malek is appearing in, one second. So he's appearing in all these places. And also each place we are listing down what the conference score also. So let me go to one particular instance. Yeah, here he is. So we are able to identify his occurrences correctly using our platform. This feature is very helpful if you want to search on a huge list of files where and all the particular actor is coming in that particular videos, right? You can search using that. Okay. And apart from that, we also able to identify the logos in the video. Mr. Logos any product, right? Product logo coming as a background or in anywhere in the video, right? We were able to identify. For example, let's take Pepsi. So we are able to identify. Let's see where it is. So here it is. So the Pepsi, if you see it here, its logo is available. We are able to identify that as well. And let's take Vox. So let me go to see where it is. So particularly, let me click on here. Okay, these are the places it's available. So we are able to identify the occurrence of the particular logo also. Apart from that, other information we could identify are, okay, so the sorts, right? So how many sorts there in the particular given video? Like we are able to identify close to 127 sorts. Let's go to one of the sorts and see what is there. So this is a very particular or like a very famous sort of the particular video itself. So this kind of sort information will be helpful for trailers or like advertisement or director's cut, right? Those things will be very helpful actually. And apart from that, we also identify the text available. When I say text, it can be like anywhere. It's a background text or text written on some object somewhere, right? So that we are able to identify. Let's take a couple of examples here. So for example, let's say Wembley Stadium, like let's see where it is actually. So see it here, it's right over there. So we were able to identify it correctly. And also the band, right, Queen. So let's click on the Queen. So let's see where it is. So here it is actually. Even that blood text also our platform was able to identify. And then apart from this text also, we provide some features like content moderation. Let me click on this. So here, right, the content moderation is more about content, as we all know, which is objectionable to some certain groups, right? For example, it may be violent content, racy content, or it may be adult content. So we are categorizing into 5 different categories. So the possible, let's see one possible case where it might be identifying correctly or not. So here there is a hand symbol is there, okay, hand sign is there actually. So our platform is able to identify that as well. So based on our analysis outcome, right, the provider can certainly decide whether they want to moderate this content, okay, they mask the content or not. Apart from that, we also get high-level entity data like the about video. One of the data we got is like concept. So based on that, we could able to correctly identify this video is a concept actually. And a couple of other things we are able to identify is background objects. So we were able to identify close to 77 background objects. So if you see it here, like a chair, drum, okay, living room, everything, right? Let me select auditorium. So if we select the auditorium, let's see what happens now. So this is the auditorium. We are able to identify the auditorium also correctly. These are some of the unique features available within our AI platform, using which any provider can enrich the metadata for the files. Once we identify the same content, right, we provide another view also. There are another view where you can go to this metadata by sorts, where you can go to the sort level. Let's say you want to go to sort level data, okay, and see where and all the celebrities occurring. Okay, let's take sort number 5, right? There, that Ben Hardy, you see it is there. So like that, right, you can narrow down, okay, for your use cases at a sort level also. This view also they're giving, it's also time coded also, like individual time, right, when it's occurring particular thing, right? That also we are providing here. And apart from that, our engine is able to identify in case there is a dialogue or conversation going on that video content, right? That speech to text, right? That also we are providing in multiple different languages. So once we identify all those things, okay, still somebody want to review it, right? At least admin or like a QC person, right? Want to view or ensure that we are identifying it correctly. So for that, we put a separate view called edit view. So we go there. So we have again listed down what are the things we have identified so far. Okay, they are grouped under different categories. A couple of them are celebrities. Okay, upon clicking, you can see that celebrities listed under different intervals where and all that particular celebrity is coming in that video. So you may not have time to review everything. Let's say you want to review only items need your action immediately. For that, there is a quick review. So upon clicking this button, quick review, you can see there are two options available. Like I said, we listed down these actors. Okay, where and all our occurrences. Okay, that particular occurrence, right? Less confidence score, less than a threshold value. So that particular instance alone, you can click on it, you can go there, you can edit it, and then you can very well save it. When you save it and then say send for review, this is sent for the reviewer. Once the reviewer logs in, right, they can view only these movies for their review. Either they can approve it or they can reject it. This is also one of the unique feature. And apart from that, once everything is done, right, let's say you completed all your metadata enrichment process and everything, you want to deliver to their partners, right? Let's say Apple, Google, or somebody, right? So for that, we have provided an option to export the metadata. So you can export it either to a soft level metadata, or it can be overall metadata. It can be in a JSON format also. So using that, right, you can actually export the data, and then you can share it with your partners. So these are some of the unique capabilities actually provided by our AI engine in collaboration with some of the capabilities provided by Couchbase, like ability to store different type of metadata, and also ability to search very fast and replicate this data across data center in multiple regions. So that teams across the globe can work on this particular video and deliver to the customer very quickly. So these are some of the few features that I would like to highlight here. Thanks for.
As you've seen, in the Infosys Media Platform is able to manage the metadata and also enrich the metadata for the media customers. And typically, the media companies today still utilize the metadata primarily for video content search, personalization, and recommendations. This definitely helps in improving the user experience. But there's so much more that we can do with the power of metadata. And let's go through some potential business use cases with this regard. For example, scene-level parental controls. Today, most of the movies out there are rated with parental ratings, and you could have a PG-13, you could have a mature rating for a movie, and this restricts the sort of movies that you can watch with your child. In this case, using the power of metadata analysis, you can actually determine the scene level at which there's objectionable content, and accordingly, you can give the option of skipping that content or scene altogether, and this will open up these movies for viewing with younger audiences as well. The next scenario is jump to scene at a click. In today's world, viral videos are very popular simply because users are so used to seeing a little content which entertains them for a short period of time. And same with movies. With the younger audiences, they prefer don't want to watch the entire movie, but like to watch the scenes which are probably iconic and very popular. With the AI analysis capability, one can tag these specific scenes and enable the users to jump to that specific scene just by the click of their remote. And so they don't need to navigate the entire video to watch their favorite scenes. Contextual advertisement. For example, let's say there's a BMW car that appears on the TV screen. One can configure the logic so that we can actually show BMW car advertisement at that specific time. This would help give a better connect to the end user who will be able to relate to the advertisement better. Similarly, one can target toys for children at specific time when a given toy is shown on the screen. And hence, there are options which are open because of the ability for us to analyze the scene level data that we can view using the AI analysis. On the movies today, as per regulations, one has to provide warnings whenever there are scenes related with people smoking or people drinking alcohol. And all these are tagged today manually. And there's, of course, chance of there being a manual error where such scenes can be missed. So this can be done today using AI analysis so that these messages can be automated and shown on the screen whenever these scenarios come up. Lastly, we see that the option of automating the subtitling and translations. There are a lot of legacy videos out there that have not been digitized or have been newly digitized, but they have not been enabled for subtitling, nor are they being translated either. With the advancements that's being done today in subtitle capabilities and also in translation, one can go ahead and automatically create these subtitles for such legacy content and also enable translated content. This will help break the language barrier and also promote such content across different regions and give them exposure to new content which will be popular in other areas. So as you can see, the metadata management market is actually heating up, and forward organizations already realize how critical metadata is for to enhance their organization processes, to increase their revenue, and also to garner a competitive advantage in this market today. And so I end this presentation.